What's going on, guys? So I was perusing Twitter, which I know is a dangerous place. And FYI, if you didn't know I have Twitter, I do have Twitter. If you want to go to it, it's at MySideLifeReal. My name's Front Butt on there because I'm childish and I think it's funny. But I wanted to talk about two things today, and both of them involve Boogie. I know. I wasn't going to do a video about this, but I thought this would be a little bit unique compared to everybody else going, oh my god, did you see what he did with Destiny? Yeah, okay, that was pretty crazy. I expected all of it, to be honest. I did not see anything that was not, up to my expectation. So I wasn't actually like surprised by any of it. And the firing, which has been updated since then, is also a bunch of garbage, a bunch of BS. Now, this has been a couple days ago. A lot of this happened, but I would like to address one quick thing, and that's Keemstar. There's a picture right here. You see it? Yeah, he got his play button. He's finally got Boogie's play button, which is a good thing because Boogie does not deserve it anymore. The way he is pretty much lied his entire career as a YouTube creator. He's tried to tarnish his own reputation quite literally by saying he was diagnosed with something, and I already covered this in my last video. I had a few mishaps about the facts of like blood tests and stuff. I might have been wrong about some of that, so I apologize for that. Everything I was reading seemed to lead that you still had to have a biopsy, but you may not have. I don't know 100%, but I will say this: he lied about the diagnosis really early on, and I said there is a correlation, at least in my opinion, that if you are a victim of something or you look more pathetic, that you will garner more views or more subs or more anything. You will garner more finances from the people. If you're a creator, from them through pity. They will donate more, and you will get that. It'd be a little common sense on that one to understand they can correlate. It's pretty simple. I don't think I was wrong in saying that. So yeah, his play button has been gotten by Keemstar, and he's supposed to be doing a charity event to sell it, donate the money to charity. And I have a suggestion. Now, I'm broke. I can't do it. My suggestion is everybody put their money together or whatever and either give it or donate it to Jackson Clarke and let him buy it, or somebody, whoever buys it for the charity event, and money goes to the charity of whatever was that was chosen. Give it to Jackson Clarke anyway. I kid you not. Look, Jackson Clarke, by all means, is like the biggest detractor of Boogie. Now, this goes back years. Jackson has despised this guy for years. Now, if you don't know who Jackson is also a co-host and I think co-owner of some stuff with Charlie with the official podcast, long-time running show. If you haven't listened to it, I do recommend it because they're pretty funny. I actually, when I'm at work and I have to deal with stuff that's not related to my actual job, so I have to go work online and stuff, I'll put an earpod in and listen to it while I'm working because it's just, they're too funny. They're hilarious. Basically, I think he needs it because then he could put it on the wall and just like that'd be his victory over him for being such a terrible person for so many years. And he's constantly been on his ass. This half-ass clip of him saying Jackson was right, or not really, but he was right, but not 100%, but he was mostly right. That little back and forth that he was doing when it was supposed to be, dude, just admit that Jackson was right and you are that terrible of a person. Now, I don't think this is probably therapeutic by no means to be addressing everything the way he did, but I'm not a therapist, and I know Keemstar ain't. But, it got views. Keemstar's getting that bank. He has definitely made a lot of money, I'm sure, off of that episode, for sure. Now, I wish that was, like, the end of this, but I have more that I think should be addressed that I think would be perfect. Somebody by name Lucy Fox. Now, Jackson on his Twitter decided to post and said, hey, I think we need to talk about this again. It'd be perfect timing. That was one of the people that was basically his baby, his sugar baby. That weird thing. Basically, a sugar baby, if you don't know, let me go ahead and give you a quick rundown. You got sugar daddies and sugar babies. Sugar daddies, everybody knows what it is. Well, sugar baby is the person that is receiving all the money from the sugar daddy. They are the person that is like wined and dined and financial burden is gone. It's all going to be on the man, usually, and they just pay for everything and just, throw money at them. And it could be with or without sexual favors. But that's the gist of it. That's all you really need to know. But basically, that's who Lucy was. Now, at this current time, I think she's a content creator of the spicy sort. But before that, she was a sugar baby on some websites, and that's where Boogie found her. So he had to peruse the internet pretty hard. And of course, I think he worked in the industry of online spiciness, so I'm pretty sure he already knew how to get a hold of it. And like you saw in the documentary, he feels like he deserves, very hot and pretty women, people way above his standard, this, that, and the other, because he's so narcissistic and thinks that because he's at this standard on YouTube, that all of a sudden that he is better than everybody. So he deserves these California 10s. But basically around that time, that's when he was paying for her. And he was paying for all her stuff. may or may not have been doing sexual things. That's adults, it doesn't matter. But basically, the gist of it, he was mentally and verbally abusing her is what the allegations were. Now, she has come out to state at certain points, basically, that he was mentally manipulative. We knew, and I said that a little weird, but anyway, he was pretty much outed years ago, and this has been a long time, time coming that it would finally catch up to him. And while, yeah, he was trickling down a little bit, he still had over 4 million subs, and as of now, he's definitely, he is hemorrhaging subs. And I'm pretty sure out of the usual 30,000 views, 20,000 views he would get, probably not going to be receiving that as much or often as he used to. Not to mention he's right now not supposed to do content until he goes back to Locale Live to be belittled and berated some more. Now, I'm not sure. I might have it a little crossed. I want to say that the post about him having to come back to Locale Live was after his firing. So, like, hey, you're banned. You can't do any social media unless you come back and let us make fun of you constantly. Now, I 100% believe that this downfall was brought on by himself. He can blame no one. It doesn't matter how you were raised. It doesn't matter the things that happened in your past towards this situation itself. They were traumatic. They were horrible, and they should never happen to any child. I understand that. But you can't use that as an excuse to be you yourself a terrible person. I don't care if it's a coping mechanism. Learn. Do better. There's ways to try to change yourself so you won't ruin other people. And what makes it worse, this person has Destiny put that he basically kidnapped, which is hilarious. This girlfriend of his, who is, I think, just maybe now 21. She may not even be 21 yet. I can't even remember. I know her birthday came up recently. And you got to think, Boogie's almost 50, and this girl is literally 21. And that, if it's not disgusting to you, is pretty disgusting to me, and anybody like that is pretty disgusting. But basically, what had happened is people are pretty much assuming now that he is mentally, doing the same thing to her, manipulating her, and like ruining her mentally. And which I believe it, because the problem is, if you've seen in the documentary, he gets her super emotional, and she's crying. I'm talking about like what they would call ugly crying, where it's all and everywhere. And basically, he's just sitting there like it's nothing. Like, yeah, I'm going to die. Hey, dude, this is like very traumatic for your girlfriend here, who was probably 17, 18 years old when you first started talking to her, and then you moved her out. And basically, all she does is smoke weed all day and clean his house. And then she just has to lay on her back a couple times. Well, I'll say lay on her back. That's my common phrase. Clearly, he's laying on her back, and she has to be like Atlas and lift the world to go find that thing. Kind of go circle back. Jackson needs that button. I wish I had any money to donate towards it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an astronomical number compared to anything I could ever donate to it. But Jackson Clarke, yes, I don't know if you'll see this. I don't know if you'll ever see this video. As of right now, as of me recording this and posting this, I want you to have the button. I really do. I'm rooting for it. Because, yeah, I think out of anybody that deserves the button, it's the biggest detractor I've ever seen. But that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.